Going live in less than 1 minute.
The views and opinions expressed in the following show do not necessarily represent those of this station or its sponsors.
Getting your work week started right by stretching out your vagina holes with the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com.
Am I the meanest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the prettiest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Alien Stone.
But who am I?
Alien Stone.
Who am I?
Alien Stone.
I can't hear you.
Alien Stone.
Shogun of Harlem.
Hey, folks. Welcome and good morning. That's right. Stick your finger in your ear, squeeze it around, swirl it around a little bit, and pull that big old ear booger out and flick it across the room because it's got the Rona. All right? Wake up, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is time for the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. I am your host, Alien Stone. We are broadcasting to you live from the other side of planet chaos directly into your vajir holes on alienxradio.com. UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network. And also, let's welcome all of our fantastic affiliates from around the world in syndication and replay on fantastic stations like Raw Talk Online, 920 WON The Apple, 24.7 The Stream. Let's just name off a couple other ones here. IRN Internet Radio Network in Florida, Good Talk Radio in Colorado, and, of course, Western Reserve Digital Radio in Ohio, as well as many, many other fantastic stations around the world. Anyway, those of you that have been following the shows Inside the Mothership, which was on yesterday, and Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space, which you're watching right now, or listening to as well. As I said, if you want to watch the video portion of the show, it is available on Facebook Live, as well as the Alien X Radio YouTube channel. I recommend the YouTube channel. It has much better audio quality, much better video quality. But anyway, you can always listen on alienxradio.com. Our Alien X player is available for you, as well as all the players on all of the stations that we broadcast on around the world. So anyway, if you've been following the show, you know that I do a whole lot of comedy stuff. I do a whole lot of current event type stuff. You know, I pull a lot of stories of things that's happening. Well, we're running into a little bit of an issue here, as I'm sure most of you are aware. It's kind of hard to pull news stories and put together a show when there's only one news story being covered at this time. Only one, okay? Nobody cares about somebody roller skating with a firecracker in their butt in Florida. Okay, that story is not being published right now. Instead, they're talking about how he is now sanitizing his butt because he's afraid of getting the corona. Okay, so all I'm saying is everything is about that. So, that being said, I guess the show's going to have to be about that, right? So, the Alien X lines are open. I will take calls at any point during the day. Say if I'm playing music, I'll take your call. I'll shut off the music. I'll take your call. Because I want to know what it is. We're all in lockdown. I mean, we know that we've been told we have a stay-at-home order. You got to stay at home. You can't go anywhere unless it's for specific reasons. Like you have to go to the grocery store to get food. We understand. You want to go to the restaurant to get food. We understand. If you are an essential employee and you have to go to work, we understand. But if you're going over to your friend's house to play basketball, not allowed. Stay home. Okay? So, since everybody's staying at home, all the schools were where it started. The schools closed first, so the kids were at home. Things are happening at the houses that are just normally not happening. Okay, first off, your electric bill is going to go up. Why? Because you're at home. You're using your electricity. You're using more of the bandwidth on your internet because everybody's watching cat videos. So it's affecting, like my radio show, for instance, is going through bandwidth and the internet. Well, it's a little choppy. It's a little broken up and stuff. It's a little slower than usual because of the number of people that are at home using the internet. Am I complaining for that? Absolutely not. What are you supposed to do? Just, watch TV? Okay, they got a lot of bad crap on TV, so you're going to have to get on the internet and entertain yourself. Okay, so I'm not getting in your face about that. I'm on the internet. I'm making it. It might be a little struggle, but it's okay. I understand. We're all struggling. So what I would like for you, the listeners, in wherever you are, wherever you're listening to the show, at any point, give me a call at 313-444-8919. Again, that's 313-444-8919. And tell me what it is that you are doing on lockdown. What is it that you are doing to occupy yourself in the house? What shows are you watching? Are you streaming broadcasts like this? Obviously you can't listen to me 24/7, so what are you doing the other time? What are you watching on Netflix? Are you binge watching shows? Have you gotten involved in that new movies in the theater that you can now watch at home type thing? Okay, I know it's really expensive, but I'm sure a lot of people have done that. Okay, for instance, the Invisible Man movie. It's in the theaters right now, but you can get it and watch it at home. I think it's like $29 to do that, though. But think about it. If you got the tickets for 2 people and you got popcorn and stuff at the theater, you're already in $30 anyway. So just go ahead and spend the $30, sit in your own living room, free of the Rona, and you can pop your own popcorn and have your own beer, wine, drinks, smoke, whatever it is that you want to do. And let's go to the phone lines. You are inside the mothership for the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast. Who's this?
Hello.
Oh, it sounds. I haven't heard from the stuttering Asian in a long time, sir. Where you been?
How you doing, Miss Ariston?
I'm doing pretty good, stuttering Asian. How's it going?
I'm bored.
You're bored? Yeah.
I watched Tiger King. And we're not as good as I thought it was gonna be.
And you watched what?
It was not as good as I thought it was gonna be.
No good, huh?
Hold on.
I'll hold on.
Give me that phone. What up, cuz?
What up, cuz?
What are you doing?
What are you doing letting the stuttering Asian talk on the phone?
Oh, man, he just kind of like sprinted towards the phone and said, I got to call Keith and let him know what I'm doing on his quarantine. And I tried to stop him, but it just didn't work.
Okay. Well, he's bored and watching the Tiger King, and he didn't like it.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, what's going on, man? I did binge watch that Tiger King thing on Netflix because there's absolutely nothing to do. I'm going crazy. It's going nuts. Don't watch it. It's totally stupid.
It's totally stupid.
So just to help you out, you don't need to go any further on that. I've been listening to I listened to Inside the Mothership yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Some great replays from some interviews and just a few questions. Was good from the week before. And I'm just stuck here at work deciding what's going to happen throughout the day.
Because you're an essential employee.
Sure. That's what they tell me.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me feel any better, but that's what they tell me.
Right. I want to know who is it that actually determines what is an essential employee? Like, is it your boss that determines that? Because
is it the government that figures that out? Because we already know the government's wrong. So if they say you're essential, then you're probably really not, right?
Right.
No?
I mean, if I owned a McDonald's, I just own the McDonald's. I don't run the fryer, right? So obviously, Little Junior, he's an essential employee for me, right? So of course he's got to be there to run the fryer.
Right. So it's just all sorts of nuts, man. Right. All sorts of nuts and craziness going on right now.
Yeah.
So I know you're still doing your thing because you're, keeping on quarantine, on lockdown inside the mothership. You can just, go to the control room and do what you got to do. But what's everybody else over there doing? What's the wife doing?
Well, it was really interesting. It started off kind of scary last night, really. There was
Really?
She received a message from her parents. Okay,
Oh.
and the message was, "Hey, there's this program you need to install it on your phone. It's some video chat program because we're having a family meeting tonight."
Oh.
And
Oh.
and of course, what is that? I mean, come on. We need more information than that because that immediately went into panic mode. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know, like
Exactly.
I remember my dad called me once at 11 o'clock at night, almost had a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You know,
Right.
everything was fine. But so she goes and she gets the program and everything, and she's having some issues. She can't hear anything. Okay, all of her family members all their videos are on there and everything, so she can see everybody. They're all talking, but she can't hear nothing. So she's flipping out and everything. She finally figures out how to get in there, and she can hear everything. And all it was, and when I say all it was, is I'm not saying like that was nothing. I mean, it wasn't a bad thing. It was a good thing. It was just their family's kind of spread out all over, and since they're all on lockdown anyway, they just decided to go ahead and put everybody into one room so they can just chat for a while. That was it. That was the reason why. So, good idea.
So, pucker up everybody's butthole for nothing.
Right. Well, I'm pretty sure that most of the other people probably knew that's what it was about, but she only got the information of, like, family meeting, you know, that freaked her out, you know?
Right. Oh, yeah. That would freak me out, too. Totally.
But, yeah, I mean,
Totally,
there you
totally.
You got your whole family because, you know, she's got lots of sisters and brothers. So she had all of her family members all on the screen. She could see all of them, talk to every single one of them at the same time in real time and everything. So that was kind of cool. Since you can't go and visit them right now, you can do it that way.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
By chance, I don't know if you paid attention, but, you know, they had that big iHeart music thing that was hosted by Mr. Elton John on I don't know, it was iHeartRadio or something like that, where they were doing like Dave Grohl and a bunch of people were doing in-home concerts and stuff.
No, I did not see it, but that would be awesome. Kind of like a Daryl's house thing.
Yeah, but I guess whatever that girl's name, Billy whatever her name was, doing it. Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day and Foo Fighters, and there's a bunch of people that they're doing like in-house concerts, and it was being broadcasted. For everybody's vagina holes, you know, to help raise money or something like that. I don't know exactly what it was on, but something like that. It was on iHeart. I just wanted to know if you possibly caught any of it. So what you thought, but
I think someone
apparently not.
I think someone else is trying to call, but no,
Somebody else is trying to call?
No, they were trying to call on the phone. I thought it was coming through on here. I'm trying to add the person, but I'm like, I don't see a call coming in on here. Yeah, they were trying to call in on the phone.
All right, man, I just want to call and say hi. I got to get back to work here for a second, but if you can do me a favor when you start playing some music, I would really love to hear some Circle the Crown today.
I can do that. I can make that happen.
And maybe some Spiral Crush.
I can make that happen, too. I know the guy that pushes the buttons.
You're a beautiful man. All right, cuz. I'll talk to you soon.
All
Later,
right.
everybody.
Pasta. D-Unit, everybody, co-host of Inside the Mothership, and, of course, the man behind D's Music News. And he also is a gangster who represents all of the other gangsters across the universe. So, there you go. And he also has a foreign exchange student living in his house known as the Stuttering Asian. So anyway, we are going to play music for your ear holes, but like we normally do here on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space, this is Today in History.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
Let's take a look at this day in history.
March 30th, 1981. Outside a Washington hotel, John Hinckley Jr. shoots President Ronald Reagan and 3 others. Presidential aide Lynn Notziker.
The president has been shot once in the left chest. The bullet entered from his left side.
The shooting seriously injures Reagan early in his presidency and permanently disables his White House press secretary, James Brady. 1867. Secretary of State William Seward reaches a deal with Russia to buy the territory of Alaska. At the time, critics ridiculed the $7.2 million purchase as Seward's folly. 1986.
You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever
Actor James Cagney, known for his movie tough guy roles, dies at his farm in upstate New York at age 86. Cagney won an Oscar for playing Broadway legend George M. Cohan in Yankee Doodle Dandy. And 1945. British rock musician Eric Clapton is born in Surrey, England. Today in history, March 30th, Ross Simpson, The Associated Press.
I don't know if I'm looking forward to it or not, but I can imagine in about 10 years doing the show when I'm doing Today in History, and it talks about them shutting the country down. Wow, this day in history, the world stood still. You know, over there in New York, the city that never sleeps went to freaking sleep. The city of lights shut the switch off. I'm just saying a lot of stuff. Anyway, music for your Vajir holes by request for D units on the Attack of the Monday Morning Mancast from Outer Space. I give you Spiral Crush, and your love is like murder. Murder.
Tragedy. Don't look now, you can see it coming. truly an exquisite element of the universe, otherwise known as the us. It expresses nearly every aspect of our lives and what defines our culture today.
Ass. Booty shorts. Do you know why it's called booty shorts? Because it defines the booty. It doesn't define what's in front. Besides, you can't market vagina shorts or dick shorts. You get people who are left out or just disgusted. But booty shorts, no one gets left out. We all got a booty. When you're about to fight someone, what's the part of the body people tell you to metaphorically focus? Kick his ass! Because when your ass is kicked, all of you is kicked. Your ass is you. When you want someone to come to you, what do you say? Timothy, get your ass over here. But when we all say that, we don't expect just a pair of butt cheeks to appear in front of us. We expect all of you, because your booty is you. When you're about to play that championship game, what does your coach slap? Your face? No, that's rude. Your calves? No, a little higher. Yes, your butt. The best thing about butts is that it can be sexualized, but it doesn't have to be. It can just be a butt. When you moon someone, not sexual. When you at the club, grinding on someone, sexual. When you go to the bathroom during class and your friend changes your desktop background to tiled dicks, it's disgusting. No one wants to see that veiny atrocity. Same story if it was a vagina. But a butt. Bada butt. It's such innocent vandalism. You can't get mad at that. When you're trying to get laid, yeah, you can get some D or get some pussy, but all that's included if you simply say, bruh, I'm getting some ass tonight. When you lack intelligence, you're a dumbass. When you're wise and cunning, you're a smartass. But is your brain in your butt? No, it doesn't have to be. When you go to pathetic lengths to impress your superiors, you're a kiss ass. When you got some dickhead tailgating you, you want them to get off your ass. When someone steals your grocery flyers, they're an ass. Oh. When you fart and it makes that hilarious sound, it's actually your butt cheeks clapping, applauding your digestive system for its hard work and dedication. Such support. When you need a word as an amplifier, you add ass. Big ass trees, tiny ass cup, long ass road. Even robots have asses. It's bootyful.
What a dork.
The show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919.
Bus commercials, definitely.
Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Awesome.
All right, folks, welcome back to the attack, and we are just about up against our first break, actually, coming up here at the bottom of the hour, which, by the way, it is my duty and privilege to inform you that this portion of the show is being brought to you by Freedom Heating and Cooling. Look for them on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cool, or you can email them at freedomheatcool@gmail.com. Got a commercial come up for them very, very shortly. Brand spanking new sponsor of the show. Once again, Freedom Heating and Cooling. Head on over to alienxradio.com. You can see their little link down there at the bottom. Their little logo and stuff. And once again, thank you very much to Freedom. Freedom! So, anyway, once again, the phone lines are open. The only time I'm not going to be able to answer the phone is when we're during a commercial break, obviously, because I can't interrupt the sponsors, right? They're paying the freaking bills, right? They got to pay the bills. So, anyway, I do just want to address this. Not redress it, like it got naked. But I'm going to address this. People are complaining and crying and whining because, you know, the new thing is to be politically correct all the time no matter what, right? And it's our new weakness. But they're crying and whining. Stop calling the coronavirus the Chinese virus. It's rude. It's racist. Quit calling it the Chinese virus. Okay, well, we can't call Chinese food anymore. It came from China, but we can't call it Chinese food anymore because that would be racist. Okay, so, you know, I don't know what to say. When we go to the Renaissance Festival, what am I going to order now? I can't order a Scottish egg because, that would be racist, right? Because only the Scottish people would be able to wrap an egg up in sausage and deep fry it, right? Only them, so that must be a racist thing. Shut up. Okay, shut up. So I won't call it the Chinese virus anymore, okay? I just won't. Instead, what I'm going to say is that you went into combat against this virus and you got your ass handed to you. You've been beat, and now you've been infected by the Kung Flu. Okay? Can I call it that? Can I call it that? Actually, you know what? I don't care if I can call it that. I'm gonna call it that from now on. You got the Kung Flu, yo! Coming down with the Kung Flu. Kicking your ass. Sweat it out, folks. No, I'm just kidding. Stay at home, okay? Wash your hands and your ass. Okay? And don't eat bats. Generally frowned upon. Taking a short break, pause the action for station identification. We'll be back with the second half of hour number 1, the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. Alien Exo Radio, Raw Talk Online, UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network.
And now your weekly news update from NPR.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
I've always listened to it.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. President Trump says he's extending until April 30th social distancing guidelines to curb the spread of the coronavirus. NPR's Bobby Allen reports the move shows Trump has dropped his push for the U.S. to reopen by Easter.
The country's top infectious disease experts showed Trump coronavirus prediction models. The model said that in the best-case scenario, with the U.S. still social distancing, at least 100,000 people could die. If the country gives up on containment efforts, the virus could claim the lives of more than 2 million people. Trump says the dire estimates made him back off his wish of reopening the country on Easter.
These 2.2 million people would have died if we didn't do what we're doing. And now we're looking at numbers that are going to be much, much, much lower than that. And it makes everything we're doing feel much better to me.
Epidemiologists say the coronavirus outbreak in the U.S. is set to worsen in the coming weeks. Bobby Allen, NPR News.
Johns Hopkins University researchers say there are more than 143,000 virus cases in the U.S. More than 2,500 people have died. Thousands of workers for the grocery shopping and delivery service Instacart are planning to go on strike today. From member station KQED, Sam Harnett reports these shoppers are protesting working conditions and pay during the pandemic.
With people scared to go to grocery stores, the pandemic has been a boon for delivery services like Instacart, which is planning to hire 300,000 more shoppers. As gig workers, Instacart shoppers can choose when and when not to work, but they aren't guaranteed minimum wage, have no paid time off, and their employer does not pay into unemployment insurance. Today, thousands of these shoppers are going on strike to protest. Instacart has added bonuses and sick pay, but only for those who contract coronavirus. Workers are demanding hazard pay per order, as well as basic protections like hand sanitizer and wipes.
Sam Harnett reporting. A cruise ship that has been stranded at sea after 4 passengers died and about 140 others sickened from the virus is being allowed to pass through the Panama Canal. But as Matt Sepik of Minnesota Public Radio reports, the Zandam's final destination remains unclear.
Many aboard the ship are experiencing flu-like symptoms. Operator Holland America transferred hundreds of passengers to another vessel. Valerie Minty of Ely, Minnesota, boarded the Zandam March 7th in Buenos Aires. She and her husband have been largely confined to their cabin for the last week after many passengers reported respiratory problems.
We left our room once by permission, as they called small groups of people to walk within 6 feet of each other on the fresh air decks.
The Zandam's intended destination is Fort Lauderdale, but Mayor Dean Trantalis says the ship should not dock there without stringent quarantine procedures. For NPR News, I'm Matt Sepik in Minneapolis.
You're listening to NPR News from Washington.
Oh, honey, what a wonderful surprise. A dozen roses and chocolates, a candlelit dinner, and now champagne and strawberries by the fire. You're so romantic.
What do you say we get a little closer?
Igor? That's right, Igor here with the final ingredient for love. Igor's Lube? Nothing gets things moving and grooving like my lube, and it prevents chafing. Thanks, Igor. And don't forget, Igor's Lube now comes in cherry, mint, and salmon flavor.
Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow.
It's starting to get warm outside. Pretty soon my balls are going to stick to my leg. I got to get me some Freedom.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
They specialize in light commercial and residential service and installation. They even do hot water tanks.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Just check out this deal.
Complete installation of the iWave R air purifier for only $600. It kills mold, bacteria, and viruses while reducing odors and allergens.
Contact Eric at 313-920-2325. Again, that's Eric at 313-920-2325. Or get a hold of Dave at 248-345-8196. Again, that's Dave at 248-345-8196. Look for him on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cool. Call today for a free estimate.
Freedom Heating and Cooling. You got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com. Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos directly into your vagir holes. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
The house is now on fire.
All right, folks, welcome back to the attack. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. Oh, folks, I do apologize to you for the atrocious audio that you can hear on the Facebook feed and the YouTube feed. Again, I think it's a combination of having to use this older backup laptop after Microsoft destroyed my other one with some random update and just completely destroyed the inside of the computer. I actually have to get professional people to fix this. It's like I can't even get in it. Anyway, I think it's a combination between the older computer and the fact that everybody is at home watching cat videos using the bandwidth. So I'm just thinking that we're struggling a little bit as far as technology goes, just because everybody is at home under quarantine, which is kind of the theme of everything. Like I said, I can't find funny stories to report. There's hardly any funny stories to report because everybody's reporting the same story. You know, so earlier I talked about, you know, what is it that you're watching at home? People have said that they watched the Tiger King or whatever that is, and they said it was poo-poo. They did not like it. I'm sure that somebody out there did like it because, you know, a lot of people like, you know, what, Game of Thrones, whatever that was. Game of Thrones? Yeah, I thought it was stupid. I didn't like it. Okay? I love Walking Dead. There's people out there that think that's stupid. So, whatever. You know, that's what all these different streaming services are for. So you can see what you want. Except for Netflix, they never have what I want to see ever. Ever. Ever! The only service I've ever signed up for a second time thinking, hey, maybe they've changed. Nope. Still, every single title that I type in there, sorry, not available, sorry, not available, sorry, not available. But we've got 400 of our own freaking, you know, shows that we created. Would you want to watch those? No, I want to watch something particular. If I want to watch regular shows, that's a completely different thing. Anyway, I don't totally randomly jumped. I don't even know where I was going with all of this. Oh, yeah, bandwidth. I'm even watching right now. The camera's flickering even. It's like, well, I don't know what to do. It's amazing. But let's see if I got anything like into my program today at all to talk about besides. I mean, some of the things that I had wrote down here to talk about today, obviously, is what are you watching? You know, I'm watching the same things I always watch, really. You know, Last Man Standing, Big Bang Theory. You know, I know that's just the same stuff I've been watching. And, of course, The Walking Dead, which I watched last night, as usual. Anybody want to call and talk about The Walking Dead? I can definitely hold a conversation for you on that. The whole new thing going on with Negan / then the Alpha and then the Beta is all tripping out, and he's an old country star, and it's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. All kinds of crazy stuff in that show. So if you want to talk about that, give me a call too. I'm just glad that we don't have the zombie virus out there. You know, it's only the coronavirus. You know, it could be the zombie virus, or it could be the Miley Cyrus virus again. You know, I mentioned before how deadly that can be. You know, and you think if this thing spreads fast, phew, you ain't seen nothing yet until that Miley Cyrus virus comes wrecking through and destroying everybody.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Yep. And there's no testing for that. Yeah, if it's the Miley Cyrus virus, chances are it's venereal. Gonna go to the phone lines again. You're inside the mothership for the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast. Who's this?
Hey, what up, Alien Stone? It's your man, Dougie Maynard.
What is up, Doug Maynard? How's it going, man?
Oh, you know, same shit, different shovel, brother.
Whoa. FM station now. FM station.
I figured I'd do a little field reporting for you as an essential worker.
As essential what?
I'm an essential worker.
Oh, you're an essential worker. Yeah. Where's the job that you're so essential at?
Currently, I'm in Ann Arbor. So I do because I'm a maintenance man and doing apartment maintenance. I'm an essential infrastructure worker. So yeah, I haven't missed a day, man.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, there's the whole
Yeah, I was
infrastructure
gonna say,
of the
you know
world.
the gig.
Yeah. You know, I'm a delivery driver, so I'm essential as well,
Right.
because people can't go
Yes.
get their stuff. They're afraid to go get their stuff, so I got to bring it to them. You know, otherwise
Right.
chaos and pandemonium. And if people's heat or air conditioning breaks down or their water doesn't work in their apartment and it can't get fixed, they're going to lose it.
Yep, I'm the sucker who gets to go fix it. Yeah,
Sucker!
It's good times, man. Yeah, it's good times. Stay in school, kids.
But at least you're still getting paid. You know what I'm saying? So it's not.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and that's the big deal. Is like, dude, I'm thankful that I get to get out of the house. I get to earn. I get to, you know,
right.
Still make my living. That's a hell of a lot better situation than a lot of people that I know. And it's, yeah, man, Bizarro World is definitely an interesting place.
Yeah, it's you know, I don't want to say it's nice because it's definitely not nice, but it's more fortunate when the impact on you isn't financial as much as it is just you know, it's like it's more annoying. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and you feel bad feeling that way, but you know, yeah, my bills are paid. I'm getting paid still, so you know, I don't have that part of the burden. You know, should you feel bad for feeling that way?
Nah. You know, I mean, it is what it is, and it's. I mean, I think as long as we're looking out for each other, like, you know, I've thrown it out there to folks that, like, hey, right now I have it. I'm really lucky to have it. A lot better off than most people. Like, if you legitimately, if you seriously need a hand, that's not saying there's a lot of extra, but there's, you know, more than what most people have. I'm happy to help out in any way that I can. You know, if you need me to pick up, you know, I'm already out in this shit every day. So if you need me to stop by with some groceries for you,
Doug,
I'm already out.
Doug, let me just let me remind you one more time. 2 FM stations. just why?
Gotcha.
Why? Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was saying, get your edit button ready.
For replays, I
Yeah,
guess.
no,
but
yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, and as long as we can help each other out, we should. And it'll be interesting to see if there's any kind of a power swing. You know, if you think about it, a lot of the workforce that's been deemed essential doesn't even make 15 an hour. So how long do you think that's going to last?
Right, because you know, eventually, and the thing is too is like people are still treating those people, some of those people. I don't want to say all of them because I have seen a significant change in how some people are treated, but some of those people are actually being treated worse than they were before. Like some of the people at McDonald's, for instance. Okay, the person working at McDonald's, like you said, they're not making crap. Okay, even if they were making $15 an hour, they're working maybe 19, 20 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? So they're not full-time. They're not getting any benefits. Yet they're essential, and there they are putting together your food for you. having to follow all these stringent rules and regulations, and then they come up to the window, they got gloves on, and they put out a bucket for you to put your credit card in so they don't have to touch it, and then that particular person gives them a bunch of crap saying, you're overreacting, you're being stupid, and blah, 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 and just going off on them. It's like,
Yeah, but
then go
don't
home
forget
and
to
cook a hot
supersize
dog,
it.
bro. Go home and cook a hot dog.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and it's just it's weird having like my day. I mean, my work day is obviously affected. There's all kinds of screening questions that we have to ask if we're going to come into your home. We're only coming into your home on an emergency basis. We've been delivering letters saying what the rules are. Like, we're only doing emergency stuff. You have to answer these questions. If you do not answer all of these questions negatively, if a single yes pops up, hey, you got a cough? Sorry, I can't come in. You've got to wait. It's crazy, but like my workday doesn't really get bizarre. It's when I get home. Is doing stand-up comedy outside of work. Well, that's done.
Right, that's not happening for
it's weird because you go to work and your workday is as normal as it can be. It's when I get home that everything's kind of bizarre.
Yeah, that's true. And again, like I said, the difference, I guess, of what I'm saying is that you don't feel bad about saying, well, hey, I'm unaffected financially or whatever. It's not that you're saying, hey, I'm unaffected that way. You're not saying, hey, better you than me. That's not the case. You know what I'm saying? Like
No, not at all.
Right. So you got to think about other people too. Like you said, what happens when you get home? What happens to the doctors and the nurses that spent all this time working with people that have been positively diagnosed with this? Then they got to go home, and then they are actually sleeping in their garages because they don't want to go into their house and infect their family.
Right.
People
Well,
aren't thinking about that
it's-
part. What do you think? They're living at the hospital working 24/7? They've got families they got to go home and protect as well.
Right.
So they're getting
Well, and
paid, but they're also living in their garage.
Well, and there's also I think one of the biggest things is the lack of information, and everybody is getting all of this conflicting information. So like one of the scarier things that they're saying is like, okay, well, the higher exposure level you have, the worse off you will be, should you contract it. So some people are completely asymptomatic, and then there's other people. There was a guy, he's an Olympic gold medal swimmer, and he was like, this is the worst thing I've ever had. Like it took him to the brink of death. And here's a guy who's an Olympic athlete. He's 31 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
It's because we don't know enough about the actual bug itself, and the bug itself is so highly contagious and changing so quickly, it gets overwhelming.
Well, I mean, for one moment, let's step off of this particular bug. Let's concentrate on. Okay, it's a big wide range when you say the flu. Okay, because they say if have you had the flu? Have you had it again? Yeah, well, it wasn't the same flu. It was a different flu. There's all kinds of flus.
Right.
Okay, well,
right.
There's also Joe over here who's 31 years old and a baseball player, and Jeff over here who's 31 years old and a football player, both contract the exact same flu, but for some reason, Jeff goes into the hospital and almost dies, and the other guy 3 days later is still playing baseball.
Right.
It's the same exact virus. They're both young. They're both healthy, but there's a little difference, slight difference in their immune system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Genetics,
again,
all those things. Well, and I mean, it's crazy to think that literally 100 years ago they were posting the same kind of quarantine stuff that they're posting now for Spanish influenza. Literally 100 years ago they were posting quarantines for Spanish influenza. This is nothing. I think what people don't remember or people kind of get blind to is this isn't the first time in human history that this has happened. This is
Not at all.
one of the first times in human history where the exchange of information is so incredibly easy that everybody knows about it.
That yes,
You know,
yes. You know,
we all know about it. That's the only difference between what's happening now and what happened 100 years ago is more people can talk about it.
Exactly. It's being reported on a more social level across the masses. You know, and they're sharing. They're like, oh my God, and this is another thing too. Somebody say, oh my God, I just heard 15 stories today of people getting the virus. Okay, well, let's look at your stories here. There's 3 stories there that have been worded differently and reposted by someone else. And now you think 15, but it's only 3.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of all of the mass crisscross of information and such. Same thing with a lot of other things that have happened. You know, I'm not going to get into this right now, but stuff like police brutality and stuff like that. Like, oh my God, look at all these videos. Okay, it's the same video that was posted 12 years ago that you just posted again, and now you're trying to say it's happening again. So, you know, I'm not. There is a lot of that, you know. And when they say, "Hey, we have such a large number of people that have been, you know, confirmed of having cases," like, why do we have more than everybody else? Well, let's look at the percentage of people tested too. Okay, if you're testing more, you're going to obviously find more.
Yeah.
Right, and but nobody looks at that part of the number. They just see, oh my God, these are the numbers. Okay, well, what generated those numbers? Let's look at that.
Right. Well, and I mean, the reality is, even, you know, friends of mine that have become sick are like, okay, well, we don't, you know, the first question, okay, is it coronavirus? You know, is it COVID? They're like, we don't know, because we're still not in the testing. We don't fall into the testing demographics.
Right, you haven't got
so we don't,
the exact
there's not
right
enough test.
Yeah.
So we're sick, we're home, we don't know what we have, but we also can't find out what we have because we're not over 60. We don't fall into the, you know, into the parameters of the people that they're actually testing right now. So it's a crazy time. But, you know, I mean, I'm impressed, though. I do have to say, like, first off, love you, bro. Love what you're doing. Thank you. You know, thank you for keeping the show rolling, you know, trying to provide some entertainment for folks. We need it now more than ever.
Absolutely.
You know, it's, as a stand-up comic, I'm climbing the walls when I get home because it's just outside of the norm, you know. But I'm impressed with how a lot of people are dealing with it and trying to, you know, provide some much-needed levity, you know. So from the bottom of my heart, brother, thank you for what you're doing. Keep it up. It's important.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
Hey, credit where it's due, man.
Man. You know, it's just, I don't even know where to go in this world anymore. You know what I'm saying? There's so much crazy stuff that's going on.
Oh, yeah. What's it like? The thing that's been tickling my fancy lately, how I've been passing my quarantine time when I'm not at work, is what's it going to be like, man? Like 6 months from now, a year from now. You know,
right.
People still like driving to work is I mean, you drive a lot, dude. It's crazy being on the road. It seems like even though there's no traffic,
none.
people on the road are driving so much more aggressively. It's insane. Like, man. It's crazy.
It is. It's just I don't know. You know, like you said, look, what's going to happen in next year or 2 years from now? It's like, well, you know what? Are we not going stir crazy enough right now without putting together a possible future that we have absolutely no clue what's going to happen? You know, it's like, you know, we're only a few weeks into sitting around wondering what's going on, and you guys are already strapping on shoulder pads and a mohawk and out driving around in the desert looking for barter time.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, Mad Max in it.
You know, calm down. Slow your roll just a little bit. Okay? Let's focus for a minute before you start, you know, going crazy. They're already building the truck in the
like,
backyard with the skull on the front and everything, man. Slow down.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I mean, and it's so like I'm not, I'm trying to do my part. I'm trying to, it's so weird though. Like I was walking my dogs yesterday, and had this dude seem, like in the regular world, it's a nice guy, man. He's just walking, enjoying a little sunshine, friendly. And he like came up to pet my dogs, and I just had to look at him like, seriously, dude. And he like looked at me, and I was like, no, no, like, not. This is weird for me too, buddy. But no, you can't pet my dogs. Like,
yeah, it's
6
weird.
feet, bro. 6 feet. I don't know you. I don't know. Like, back off. And that's weird because that's not how I am as a person.
Right.
So it's
I'm
okay.
definitely not a paranoid kind of person at all. But, obviously when I first started, I'm sure you saw a lot of my posts when this thing first started and everything. I was like, oh, it's blown out of proportion. It's ridiculous. This doesn't need to be done. And then slowly I start changing to, well, maybe I misinterpreted what was going on, And now I'm actually to the point now where they can shut me down, honestly. And I'd be okay with it because I deliver for Amazon. So as you know, I'm taking a box that was shipped from another country over borders and over, everything, and placed into the hands of many, many people along the way before it gets to my truck. And then I drive it out and drop it off on your porch, and there's also the conflicting information. How long would the virus last on that box? How long would it last on the items inside, depending on what material it's made of, and all kinds of crazy stuff,
Yeah.
So,
well, if it's this type of cardboard, it'll like.
Right. So if you want to be paranoid, the word paranoid has to be softened a little bit at this point to, precautionary.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you receive an Amazon box and you've received multiple pieces of information where you're not really sure, the quality of that, then you know what? Put on a pair of gloves, go out on the porch, open the box on the porch, take the item out of the box, take that in the house, and throw away the cardboard immediately. Because that's what everybody's been touching along the way, right? There's only one person that really touched the item when they put it in the box. Then that box has gone through many, many, many hands along the way.
Right.
Now, that might be paranoid. I don't know. It might be over dramatic, maybe. But if it makes you feel better, then do it.
Right. Well, I mean, and that's really the state of things. And thank you for saying it. Like, whatever you got to do to feel a little bit better. Like, I have a protocol that I have to follow when I get home from work. And so I get, like, met at the back door with a can of Lysol. I get hosed down. I walk in my back door. I take off all of my work gear and immediately put it in the washing machine, put on a robe, and have to go immediately to the shower, and my girl's got, immuno issues, so it's like, okay, I get it. Hey, whatever I need to do to make you more comfortable. But I really have had some epic piece of crap moments too. Like Friday, I was driving home from work. I'm like, okay, I have to stop at the grocery store and get a couple of things. Ooh, I might as well look at some video games, and I ended up having to bother the people. Yeah, can you unlock the video game case? And they're looking at me like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, look, I'm here anyway. I'm already out. I am buying essentials, and I need something so my brain doesn't melt completely. So give me the games. But that's fun. That's funny, too, like when you have those moments of guilt. Like, normally would I feel guilty about buying a video game? Not at all. But those people looked at me like I was a terrorist. Like, that's not what we're open for, sir. You need to leave.
Right. But,
hang my head in shame.
But the 26-year-old who has the 2 carts stacked to the top with toilet paper gets looked at like, oh, that's par for the course. Okay? It's like, wait a minute. You know, he's in here getting 4 rolls of toilet paper, 1 little thing of water, and some meat to eat for the next few days, and he wants to get a video game so he doesn't go crazy. This person just sucked up all the toilet paper, now nobody can have any. Okay, it's like, you know,
Right.
you gotta weigh that out too. And then also, that's something else I wanted to point out too. If you know, like, I've seen lots of videos of people following people outside when they bought a lot of toilet paper. You know, this lady bought all the toilet paper in the store. She was flipping me off, and now she's being all nice, but I'm putting her on blast. I'm putting her on Facebook. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, she's kind of a douchebag, okay?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yes. She's a big, giant douchebag, and she should be treated as a douchebag. But please remember that as soon as that douchebag drives away with all that toilet paper that she bought, now walk back into the store and ask to see the manager, who is also a douchebag, for not implementing a limit on people during a crisis.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Well,
You got
and-
100 cases of toilet paper. You cannot purchase 50.
Yeah, and I understand to play devil's advocate. There's always the, well, you don't know what that person's situation is. You know, like
You
I
got
have
a lot of
friend,
asses if you need.
You know, like they've got eight people in their household right now because they've got all of the kids and the adults. They're burning through toilet paper like nobody's business. So okay, when they go to Costco, they're going to get 2 racks of toilet paper. You don't know that just from appearances and but the biggest thing is just make sure that you're not going crazy, man. Other people need to eat too.
Absolutely.
And that's like, I tried to make sure, like, okay, I've got what I need for my household. I'm not going crazy. I'm not stockpiling stuff. But I'm also lucky. I get to go out in the world every day.
That's right.
So,
and you pass by the essentials on the way back, and you can pick them up.
Today I'll try Meijer. Oh, nope, Meijer didn't have what I needed. Okay, tomorrow I'll try Kroger. And I just try to work the trips into my normal day, and on my commute home, I stop and try to get, find what I need. But it's crazy, man.
I think basically at the end of this whole conversation, we just come to the conclusion that everybody needs to just calm down and go home.
Yeah, be
right?
smart.
Just calm
be
down
smart,
and go home.
Be safe. Do what you need to do. Whatever you need to do to comfort yourself in these difficult times. Listen to Alien Stone. Watch your Netflix shows. Everybody loves Tiger King and all that. Whatever it takes to make you not climb the walls, and just remember other people exist, man. Just try to help each other out as best we can, because it's not going to work any other way. But, dude, I appreciate you. I just wanted to call in and say hey and do a little field report for you. Sorry for the swears. Nothing but love for you, brother. Stay safe out there.
Everybody, comedian Doug Maynor, actor extraordinaire, and man of a million voices. Thank you very much for calling, sir.
Hey, much love, man. You guys take care out there.
Peace out.
Later.
Awesome, man. Great guy, man. Great guy. So we're a little bit over time here. We're going to go on a short break, pause the action for station identification, and we're going to bring you up to date with another news report. Oh, wait. I almost played the wrong news report, too. We play different news reports from different sources on this show because we don't want to give you just one view. So earlier we played a little NPR news. So now we're going to go with a little Fox News just for the other side. So we'll be back after this with more of the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. Go nowhere.
Let's rock this joint.
Trouble at the airports again. I'm Mary Corsetti, Fox News. Happening now, the FAA announced it will temporarily suspend services from Houston Air Route Traffic Control Center for cleaning after an employee tested positive for COVID-19. Also new tonight, an update from Dr. Anthony Fauci, who is leading the White House Coronavirus Task Force.
How bad could this possibly get? And as I've said many, many times, a model is as good as the assumptions that you put into the model. And very often, many of these assumptions are based on a complexity of issues that aren't necessarily the same, as Dr. Burke said, from one country to the other.
And cases of COVID-19 are only increasing in the United States. Fox's John Decker reports from the White House.
With the U.S. now reporting over 132,000 coronavirus cases across the country, the president announced some help for New York State, which has reported about 60,000 cases.
What the Army Corps of Engineers did, along with FEMA in New York, was incredible. They built 2,900 beds worth of hospital, an incredible hospital in the Javits Center, which I know well.
The president said he could see America getting back to normal by June 1st, and he did not rule out another relief bill for American families and businesses. At the White House, John Decker, Fox News.
Well, Asian shares have opened lower as countries reported surging numbers of infections from the coronavirus outbreak. Stocks fell in Tokyo and most other regional markets, but rose in Australia after the government promised more stimulus. U.S. futures fell slightly more than 1%. Monday's drop followed a 3.4% decline Friday on Wall Street, and the S&P 500 lifted 10.3% last week, its biggest gain since 2009. America is listening to Fox News.
You know, it's about to start getting pretty hot outside. I think it's time I have a professional check out my air conditioning unit.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
They specialize in light commercial and residential service and installation. They even do hot water tanks.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Just check out this deal.
Complete installation of the iWave R air purifier for only $600. It kills mold, bacteria, and viruses while reducing odors and allergens.
Contact Eric at 313-920-2325. Again, that's Eric at 313-920-2325. Or get a hold of Dave at 248-345-8196. Again, that's Dave at 248-345-8196. Look for him on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cool. Call today for a free estimate.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Me and my lady want to get busy tonight. What do you recommend?
Igor's Lube.
I got my fist stuck in a gravy boat. Any ideas on how I can get it out?
Igor's Lube.
The hinges on my cabinet doors are squeaky. What should I use?
Igor's Lube.
I got dry, flaky elbows.
Igor's Lube.
Okay, but what if I'm being held hostage by a supervillain in an underground lair with a ticking time bomb and only seconds left until detonation? What would save me then, huh?
Igor's Lube.
That's right. Everything is smoother with Igor's Lube.
Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow.
The views and opinions expressed in the following show do not necessarily represent those of this station or its sponsors.
Resistance is futile, but you can struggle if you like.
It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
You got something to say? Say it, bucko. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919.
Am I the meanest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the prettiest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Alien Stone.
Who am I?
Alien Stone.
Who am I?
Alien Stone.
I can't hear you.
Alien Stone.
The Shogun of Harlem.
Yes. Welcome back, everybody. It's hour number 2 of the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. We are not calling it the Chinese virus anymore, folks. You've come down with the Kung Flu. That's what I'm calling it, everybody. It's the Kung Flu. And if that's insensitive, I'm sorry. but I'm not sorry. I'm going to call it that because it's funny. As we pointed out a little while ago, you have to laugh about some stuff. If everybody's so serious about everything, the chaos is just going to turn into darkness, and that's going to be a bad thing. I'm just saying, guys, it's going to be a bad, bad situation. Don't do it, okay? The Hong Kong Cha-Cha playing in the background. It's hilarious. Check it. Let's jam it. For the movie Dragon. Is that insensitive? This hour is being brought to you by Freedom Heating and Cooling. And by the way, Freedom Heating and Cooling will remain in service through the entire crisis. So if you're running into any issues with your heating, your cooling, your hot water tanks, your heat ducts, whatever, if you need any kind of service done with the heating and the cooling, call Freedom Heating and Cooling. They'll be happy to take care of you. As you heard the commercial, check them out on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cool, or you can also email them at freedomheatcool@gmail.com. So, hour number 2 is now underway. We got some music for your Vajir holes on the way. We're, of course, talking about what it is that you're doing to pass the time when you're on lockdown. You know, we're that's all I got. You know, there's no stories out there really to go over. Everybody's talking about the exact same thing. So I try to find the strangest aspects of these stories. So coming up, we will talk about a brand new company that started called Boober Eats. Not Uber Eats, it's Boober Eats. And I'll tell you about that and how that got started and why. And what do you have to do to prepare to go shopping? Because you can't just go shopping now. You have to prepare to go shopping. You know, we talked a little bit there with Doug about him going shopping and how he's out and about because he's supposed to be out there. So going shopping to him is just a stop on the way home. So he's already out and about doing stuff. But if you're at home, what do you do to prepare to go out into the chaotic world to go shopping to get your basic necessities? And what did a guy do when he just wanted some Cheetos but was under house lockdown and wasn't allowed to leave? I'll tell you about that as well. And getting advice from friends on Facebook. We went over that as well. Maybe you have some stories that you want to tell about. Maybe there's some information that you received from your friends or Facebook that you feel is good information, or perhaps you have seen people believing or buying into some information that you know is false, and you would like to point it out. Like, I certainly hope there's not too many people out there blowing hair dryers up their nose thinking that it's going to cure the Rona, if you have it. Okay, I'm just saying. It's probably false information on Facebook. Just saying. I burned up my nose and I still got the Rona. Yes, you do. What happened to the Walmart coronavirus liquor? We'll talk about that. And NASA has put something available on the internet that you could spend the entire duration of your quarantine going through and never go through all of it. And what is all that? I'll let you know when we come back. But first, we need to get some more music into your Vajir holes besides the Hong Kong Cha-Cha. You know, we don't want to do that. So, what am I going to play for you folks? I'm thinking some John LeBang, because I love to play me some John LeBang. And Sacrifice is the one I'm going to choose this time. So, again, if you want to call in at any time during the show, talk about what it is that you're watching on TV. What is it that you're doing to keep your damn kids quiet? Or not necessarily quiet, but entertained. Okay? Because I'm a delivery driver, and I'm getting a little annoyed with driving down the street and seeing groups of 10 and 15 neighborhood kids deep all wrestling in the middle of the front yard. If one's got it, they all got it now, folks. Sacrificed by John LeBang. The Attack of the Monday Morning Mancast from outer space.
Once upon a time, you were by my side. Always next to me, forever will be. But now you wanna go. You said you didn't know. Take all music away. You don't have the time to make a sacrifice.
surprises around every corner, but nothing dangerous.
People I love are fading. Relationships have no meaning. My world has started spinning. My heart has lost all feeling. I feel I'm sinking lower and lower and lower. My surroundings getting colder and colder and colder. Everything's becoming slower and slower and slower. I think I'm gonna go when I hit the next new low. Nobody cares, you're delusional. Stop doing this for attention. Nobody cares, you're delusional. Stop doing this for attention. Things I love the most are fading. Moments I love have no meaning. Places I love have started spinning. My life has lost all feeling. I feel I'm sinking lower and lower and lower. My surroundings getting colder and colder and colder. Everything's becoming slower and slower and slower. I think I'm gonna go when I hit the next new low. Times like this you gotta reach out for a helping hand. Cry for help even though it hurts just to stand. I know you say you got nothing in this life of yours. A broken soul in the moment right before it soars. Higher and higher and higher. Warmer and warmer and warmer. Faster and faster and faster. I think I'm gonna stay higher and higher and higher. Warmer and warmer and warmer. Faster and faster and faster. I think I'm gonna stay.
Trial of a South Florida man accused of killing his girlfriend continued today, and so far no ruling on if he'll be able to show his penis to the jury like he requested.
For more on the story, let's get to Local 10's Carlos Suarez. He's been following this from Fort Lauderdale. Carlos.
The Associate Medical Examiner of Broward County took to the stand about an hour ago and said that in all his years of work, he has never had a single case where someone choked to death as a result of performing oral sex. Now, his testimony goes to the heart of the defense's case that Richard Patterson did not kill his girlfriend back in 2015. Prosecutors allege that the 65-year-old choked her to death, but he claims that she choked on his penis. The ME told jurors a penis would have to be large, far enough down a person's throat to block that person from breathing through their nose and mouth. He also said that it would take 2 to 3 minutes for a person to die as a result of a lack of oxygen, so that it would have been clear that a person, this woman in particular, would have been in distress.
And if she cannot breathe, she usually starts to kicking, biting, or to do something to prevent this blocking of the airway, try to open these airways. It's normal reaction of any person.
All right, now the defense has asked a judge whether Patterson can show jurors his penis as part of their case. She has not ruled on whether that will be allowed to take place. The medical examiner also told jurors that he could not rule on a manner of death because the body of 60-year-old Francisca Martinez was in such bad shape when it was found inside her Margate home. The medical examiner is still on the stand, and the defense says that their client did not call 911 the night that he claims all of this happened because he was embarrassed about the whole thing. We are live outside the Broward County Courthouse in downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos, directly into your vajir holes, it's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
You
got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back to The Attack. It's The Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. We're broadcasting to you live from the other side of planet Chaos, directly into your vajir holes on Alien X Radio in Detroit, Michigan, UG Media in the UK, WCET-FM South Carolina, Lime City Radio in Indiana, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network out there somewhere. So anyway, folks, we are coming up almost to the halfway point. We are screaming through the galaxy at triple redunculous speeds, or at least talking really loud in the back row of the movie theater, and we're alone because they're closed! Nobody can complain about the noise we're making. The theaters are empty, folks. Unprecedented time in life, man. Movie theaters are closed. Restaurants are closed. Malls are closed. Shopping stores, they're closed. Everything's closed. It's like a zombie movie, but no zombies. Give it time, folks. Give it time. Give it time. I'm hearing ridiculous stuff about they're going to suspend the sale of alcohol. I don't understand what the point of that would be. Is it just to close liquor stores as non-essential places? But if they sell grocery items, like a lot of them do, then you have to leave them open as convenience stores for people who can't get all the way over to the Walmart or all the way over to the Kroger. But the convenience store is right around the corner. And yes, they sell alcohol. Okay, so if you're just suspending the sale of alcohol but not shutting down the store, again, now I'm wondering and scratching my head again, why? What is the point of that? Are you under some kind of a weird thought that somehow the alcohol is infected? Even though it was probably and more than likely distilled long time ago and bottled long time before this even happened. I don't understand the point of that. People are sitting at home, man. They're stuck in the house with their family and their kids. You certainly can't take away their alcohol. There's a lot of women out there, if you take away their wine, their kids might not make it through this thing. Just saying. Here's a little idea. You're getting your food delivered to your house now, right? Yeah, because you can't go to the restaurant and eat there. You can go pick it up, but you don't want to drive. Because you don't want to get worried about getting pulled over, why are you out and about, and all the questions. So you call Uber Eats, right? And Uber Eats brings you some food. But you don't know where that guy's been. But you're still hungry, so you're going to risk it, right? Of course you're going to risk it. But what else? There's something else that you've been wanting to do that you can't do because of social distancing and because places are closed and you can't go. When was the last time you had a good lap dance from a stripper? That ain't going to happen anytime soon. Introducing Boober Eats, folks. Out-of-work strippers put together a food delivery service. And there's no mention of extras. But I'm pretty sure that there's going to be some. So how about pick me up a Big Mac, and then when you bring it over here, I'll take 3 or 4 lap dances. And then a couple off-menu items. Crazy, right? Snout by Sunkiller. It's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
I was a dirty little sex pig, just like a hog after your slop. And every time you brought me home, mama, I cleaned the trunk, I could not stop. You gave
up on another break here, the halfway point. You don't have to brace yourselves. I know you're all waiting. Okay, it's going to make a really sharp turn now and head back towards planet Earth. So everybody grab, a hold of something. And you don't have to, man. We got the inertia cancelers fully functioning, man. We're good. Okay? The gravitational plates are gravitating. The inertia cancelers are, in fact, canceling. The deflector arrays pretending like it's just got the sniffles. Just got the sniffles. I'm okay. I don't have to get a test. Gotta take another short break. This portion of the show being brought to you by Freedom Heating and Cooling and Igor's Lube. Look for both of them on Facebook. Freedom Heat Cool. I think that's what it is. Freedom Heating Cooling. Look them up on Facebook. Or check out www.igorslube.com and get yourself some Igor's apparel now available in all kinds of sizes and colors, man. Support your local Igor's Lube. Gonna take that short break, pause in the action for station identification, and when we come back, we got much more news and music and phone calls from you. And real quick, I just want to point out that I live in Michigan. And in Michigan, they recently made recreational marijuana legal. So, now that we got this stupid virus going on, it's perfectly okay for you to sit around and smoke a doobie with your friends, but now the illegal part of that is hanging out with your friends. So instead of smoking a big giant fat doobie and passing it back and forth, guys, just roll 2 half-size doobies and keep it to yourself. We'll be back with more of The Attack right after this. Go nowhere.
Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com. It's The Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
AP News. Good morning. I'm Ed Donahue. New coronavirus hotspots are expected to emerge this week. The mayor of Los Angeles is expecting a surge in cases. President Trump is talking about a projection of a much higher number of deaths. The AP's Sagar Magani reports the president is extending a voluntary national shutdown for a month.
The president's largely avoided talking about potential death and infection rates, but yesterday in the Rose Garden, he cited projection models showing a massive death toll had Americans not been socially distancing.
2.2 million deaths. 2.2 million people.
Days after saying he was hoping to have the country open for business by Easter in 2 weeks, he's gone the other way and asked most Americans to basically stay home until April 30th.
The better you do, the faster this whole nightmare will end.
Saying he hopes the nation will be well on its way to recovery by June 1st. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Moscow is under lockdown as all of Russia braced for sweeping nationwide restrictions. New York State remains the epicenter of the U.S. outbreak, with the vast majority of deaths in New York City. Louisiana is one of the states with a spike in coronavirus cases, but Governor John Bell Edwards says not everyone is heeding the warnings about the virus.
If we're having to respond to people because they are not following our orders, then you really are causing more problems than you can imagine. So I'm appealing to everybody again today.
West Virginia reported its first death, leaving only 2 states, Hawaii and Wyoming, with no deaths linked to the coronavirus. Shares fell in London, Paris, and Tokyo, but surged in Australia after the government promised more recession-fighting stimulus. For most people, the coronavirus causes mild or moderate symptoms, such as fever and cough. This is AP News.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
And now your weekly sports update with The Prospect.
I hope your hands are hella washed because it's time for the weekly sports update with The Prospect on Alien X Radio. We are well into week 3 in the countrywide lockdown, and as citizens are trying to find a new normal with their daily lives, the sports world was dealt another major blow. After careful consideration and pressure from many countries, the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo has been officially postponed to resume in 2021. This is the third time that the games were postponed in its history, and the first time it was postponed during peacetime, with the other two happening due to World Wars I and II. The postponement came with a hefty price tag, with more than $5 billion expected to be lost due to the announcement, along with declining sales from local vendors and merchants looking forward to the sudden explosion of tourists and athletes. Now, like I mentioned before, this was after careful deliberation with the IOC and was given a 4-week deadline to make this decision, but it came much swiftly than that with the obvious concern for athletes' health in mind. I will keep you informed in the coming weeks of any new developments. Many national sports have either pushed back or flat out postponed events of their own due to the crisis, but you can always rely on the NFL to come through. Commissioner Roger Goodell announced that his league's annual draft will go on as scheduled in April, despite criticism of the public's concern of the players' safety. But the real concern of the decision is the team's observations of the potential draftees working out or obtaining information on them due to the fact that facilities are closed. Goodell stated in his memo to the league that disciplinary action will be taken if there's a public discussion of the matter. Well, tune in next week for more sports. For Alien X Radio, I'm the Prospect. Say until next time, Prospect out.
With the weather quickly changing, it might be a good time to have your furnace or air conditioner checked out by a professional.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
They specialize in light commercial and residential service and installation. They even do hot water tanks.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Just check out this deal.
Complete installation of the iWave R air purifier for only $600. It kills mold, bacteria, and viruses while reducing odors and allergens.
Contact Eric at 313-920-2325. Again, that's Eric at 313-920-2325. Or get a hold of Dave at 248-345-8196. Again, that's Dave at 248-345-8196. Look for him on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cool. Call today for a free estimate.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Donna, is that a bottle of Igor's lube?
I wish you would just ring up my stuff without all the questions.
I heard there are millions of uses for that stuff.
I only have one.
Have you ever tried playing a naked game of Twister all covered in this stuff?
Can't say that I have.
This stuff will really help to get you out of a tight spot. Or into one, if you know what I mean. Huh?
Are you almost finished?
Just waiting for the bag boy.
Igor?
And don't forget that my lube comes in 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 1 pint, and 1 gallon sizes. So you can feel free to try out that naked twister thing. Uh-huh. Now see, I told you.
Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow. Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos directly into your Vajir holes. You got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. You have been beamed aboard and are now inside the mothership for the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the second half of the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. I am your host, Alien Stone. We are screaming directly into your Vajira holes on alienxradio.com, UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network, as well as some fantastic affiliates in syndication and replay around the world, like WRFN 1025 in the UK, WRPR Rat Pack Radio in Florida, United Sounds Choice Radio in Amsterdam, and Mile High Radio in Colorado, amongst many, many other fantastic affiliates. Wherever you are listening, wherever you are in the world, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being safe. Thank you for handling your social distancing properly, and thank you for not stealing all the toilet paper from wherever it is that you hang out. I don't know. Maybe you can't even go in. Yeah, that's right. So how can you steal toilet paper from the restaurant if you can't go inside? I don't know. What about gas stations? Do they let you use the bathroom? I don't know. Who's going to let you go inside and use their bathroom right now? Shoot. You know? People won't wash their hands. You think you're going to take care of the toilet and everything when you're done and clean up? Oh, yeah, come on. They're not going to let you do that. Anyway, we need some music for the Vajir Holes. I got music from the Creeping Chaos on the way. Give us a little colorful perspective. If you can kind of guess what song I'm going to play by them. But before we get into that, how about some Sugar Punk Fairies? Detroit's own Sugar Punk Fairies, and I believe this was their first original song that they had wrote and recorded. Dating Down is the name of the tune, and it's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Work is done, what to do? You never knew me like I know you. Fixing a hole, filling your void. How does it feel to be one of the boys? Hey, you're dating down. I can see it, they can see it. Hey, I'm breathing now. I'm glad you're out, I don't need you. How does it feel to live like a cloud? Living the dream, look up on a couch. You in the end, smile and turn me around. Instead you left me, turn me down. You only had to smile and turn me around. Instead you left me, you burned me down. Hey, you're dating down. I can see it, they can see it. Hey, I'm breathing now. I'm glad you're out, I don't need you. Hey, I'm leaving now. Hey, you're dating down. I thought to bring us up, you gave in to bring us down. I'm moving on, I've had my fill.
This is Rob K from the Creeping Chaos, and you're listening to Alien X Radio.
Just as plain as your reaction. Fleeting.
resistance is futile, but you can struggle if you like. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. You got something to say? Say it, bucko. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919.
All righty, folks. Welcome back to The Attack. It's The Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. We're screaming towards the end of hour number two. Hour number two of The Attack. Don't worry, one full hour remains. Each and every Monday, I got you from 9 a.m. Eastern all the way on up to noon. That's right, all the way up to noon. So, that means when I get done starving you of any kind of real stimulation, you're ready for lunch, right? But then again, we're on in the UK, which means we started even later. So I don't know, man. We're the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space, which is on in the afternoon in the UK. But that's too long of a title. That's like yada yada yada. Make it shorter. Welcome to the Attack. We're done. There we go. It's the Attack. It's also the quarantine, folks. Keep talking about it, but hey. Give me a call, 313-444-8919. Again, that's 313-444-8919. What are you doing to keep yourself busy? What are you doing to occupy your children? And what do you do to prepare to go to the store? Back in the day, you didn't prepare. You just put on your shoes, perhaps a jacket if it's cold out, and you just get in your car and you go to the store. But no! You can't do that now. You got to prepare. Some people carry their gun. Wow. But that's preparing, okay, as long as you're very, very responsible with it. But chances are, if you're taking it now, you were taking it anyway. You were carrying it all the time. If you are just now carrying a gun because of all the panic and the fear of the grocery store, you should not be the one carrying a gun. Step back, calm down, reassess the situation, and make sure that you're calm enough and reasonable enough to do that. What are you wearing to go to the store, man? You got like shoulder pads and bulletproof vests and helmets and stuff. I mean, of course, masks, right? You see people with masks all the time. You know why I'm not wearing a mask when I'm out in the store? Because I know that the majority of the masks that you see people wearing aren't helping at all, because they are not of the quality that the masks need to be to stop a virus. You're wearing a dust mask, dude. Okay? If you're cutting wood in your garage, that's a great mask. But it ain't gonna stop the Rona from getting through. In fact, if the Rona was floating in front of you and you breathed in, but before it got there you had breathed out, it would have floated away and you would have been fine. Now that you're wearing that, you breathe in, it sticks to it. You breathe out, and then you breathe in again, and it pulls the Rona through the mask, and now you got the Rona. Just saying, folks. I know everybody's like, you're being just too silly with all this, Daily Stone. There's a serious problem going on in this world. Well, this is not a serious show. It is comic relief. Okay, actually, I am not infecting the seriousness with my comedy. The seriousness is infecting my fun show. Because there's really nothing being talked about out there other than this. So the only thing I can do to make it entertaining and humorous and lighten the mood is to make fun of something that some people consider to be unfunny. That's why I don't refer to it as the Chinese virus. Because that's not funny enough. That's why I call it, you got the Kung Flu. Okay? You got the Kung Flu, and it's kicking your ass. Okay? The Kung Flu is no joke. It's for real. Just be careful out there, folks. Wash your hands, okay? You got to get the Kung Flu off your hands. Otherwise, you're going to get it, and you don't want it. And then you're going to forget that you didn't wash your hands. Now you got it. You don't know you got it. Then you go home. Now your kids got it. Your grandma's got it. And those are the ones you don't want to see get it. Sure, you'll be okay shortly, but they're going to fight for a while. All right? So, that being said, I'm going to step off for this just a moment and let you listen to it's a very short segment. It's only like a minute and a half long. But in 2015, we were broadcasting live from the Motor City Nightmares in Detroit, Michigan. It's a horror movie convention. and I had a chance to bring Mr. Doug Bradley on over to the table, and you may know him for his fantastic performance of the nightmarish Pinhead from the Hellraiser film series. So Doug Bradley came over and sat down with him, and we wanted to know about the makeup and all of the actual nails in his head. And so this is the way that went.
Didn't you have a question you wanted to ask him?
Oh, well, it basically involves the makeup, having the makeup done. And I was just wondering, I mean, how bad does it hurt having all those pins pounded into the skull?
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible, you know. But luckily, I'm blessed with pretty good healing flesh. And of course, we were sponsored by Tylenol as well. So between the Tylenol and lots of moisturizer, within a week or two, I was usually pretty much healed up.
Nice.
I still get bad headaches from time to time.
I can't even see any of the scars. So.
No, I know, it's great. It's fantastic.
That's amazing. Seriously though, how long did that whole process take to become?
Well, how long does it take to hammer a bunch of nails into it? That long. What, about 5 minutes, maybe?
Did they hire a carpenter? And
no, they couldn't afford a carpenter. It was just one of the makeup guys with a hammer.
One of the Three Stooges did it, right?
Yeah. To answer your question seriously, about 3 or 4 hours generally. Early on, it was more like 5 or 6. Everybody feeling their way with the makeup a bit. And the nails were simply preset in the foam latex pieces. So as they got glued onto me, on went the nails.
Yeah, so I was very, very pleased that, because I'm going to explain to you how the whole thing went, okay? First off, it was a very busy horror movie conference. I mean, there was a lot of people there. There were a lot of big stars there that day, and his particular table had a line that went all the way down the aisleway. Okay, everybody wanted to get their picture taken with Pinhead. Everybody, you know, I mean, well, he wasn't dressed as Pinhead, but you know what I mean. They all wanted his autograph. They wanted to talk to him. They had questions. That's what people do with these things, right? That's what they're supposed to do. So we had our booth set up and we were broadcasting live. We had done some interviews with some other people that were there. Adrian King from Friday the 13th. We were also talking to Tiffany Shepis. We talked to a lot of different people there at the conference. So we walked over to his table and just asked him, you know, say, hey, if you happen to have a little bit of time, you know, I don't see you having a lot, but, you know, if you want to swing by the booth, we would love to have a conversation with you. We'd love to just do a short interview with you. And he answered in a way that, you know, when you go to a lot of these places and you talk to the celebrities, you can kind of get the brush off and, you know, the nice brush off. So he's like, yeah, I'll see what I can do. You know, I'll see what I can do. That usually means that's not going to happen, bro. Okay, so maybe 45 minutes had passed by, and here comes Doug Bradley walking down the aisleway. He's got a cup of coffee in his hand. And as he's walking past our booth, that's right, past our booth, we just happened to try one more time. We're like, hey, Doug, do you got a moment for an interview? And he was like, I just have to get another cup of coffee first. So again, I was expecting the brush off. He was going to go get that cup of coffee and then come back up the aisle behind us where we couldn't see him back to his booth. Maybe 10, 15 minutes later, Mr. Doug Bradley steps behind the booth with us and goes ahead and says, yep, I'm here. And he sits down, puts on the headphones, and proceeded to have a conversation with us for about 40, 45 minutes while the entire line waited at his booth for him to return. It was really, really an incredible interview. Maybe I'll even play that interview next hour as I'm running out of things to talk about anyway. So, yeah, Doug Bradley, Pinhead, was a fantastic interview, a great guy, and, you know, that's that. So, anyway, it is time once again to take a short break, pausing the action for that station identification, bringing you up to date of what's going on in the world once again with another news update. We'll be back with more of The Attack after this. Go nowhere.
An Amazon delivery man accused of leaving more than just a package on a person's doorstep. Take a listen to this story.
An Amazon delivery driver is being accused of spitting on his hand and wiping it on a package which he dropped off at a home in California. It was apparently caught on camera. The recipient says he noticed the package was wet, so he checked his Ring doorbell camera and saw the delivery man spit and wipe it on the box. This as the deadly coronavirus grips the country. An Amazon spokesperson told the unhappy customer that driver is no longer making deliveries. Christine Persichetti, Fox News.
It turns out a decision to do right by their employees during the coronavirus outbreak was a good business decision for the owners of a New Jersey restaurant. Fox's Jane Metzler explains.
Instead of shutting the doors and laying off all 20 employees during the coronavirus pandemic, brothers Brian and Michael Marin, owners of Federico's Pizza at the Jersey Shore in Belmar, New Jersey, took out a $50,000 line of credit, promising to keep workers on the payroll for at least 2 months. Some of those employees worked at the pizzeria for more than a decade. The head cook's been there for 22 years. Well, word got around, and customers decided to pay it forward, donating money, now approaching $2,000 a day, to send pizzas to local hospitals, along with police and fire departments and EMS squads. Jane Metzler, Fox News.
Well, before the Olympics were postponed, Japan appeared to have the coronavirus infection contained. Now, Tokyo's cases are spiking, and the city's governor is requesting people stay at home and is even hinting at a possible hard lockdown. The sudden rise in Tokyo's virus cases and the government's strong actions immediately after the Olympic postponement have raised questions about whether Japan understated the extent of its outbreak. I'm Mary Corsetti, and this is Fox News.
It's starting to get warm outside. Pretty soon my balls are going to stick to my leg. I got to get me some Freedom.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
They specialize in light commercial and residential service and installation. They even do hot water tanks.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Just check out this deal.
Complete installation of the iWave R air purifier for only $600. It kills mold, bacteria, and viruses while reducing odors and allergens.
Contact Eric at 313-920-2325. Again, that's Eric at 313-920-2325. Or get a hold of Dave at 248-345-8196. Again, that's Dave at 248-345-8196. Look for him on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cool. Call today for a free estimate.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Donna, is that a bottle of Igor's lube?
I wish you would just ring up my stuff without all the questions.
I heard there are millions of uses for that stuff.
I only have one.
Have you ever tried playing a naked game of Twister all covered in this stuff?
Can't say that I have.
This stuff will really help to get you out of a tight spot. Or into one, if you know what I mean. Huh?
Are you almost finished?
Just waiting for the bag boy.
Igor? And don't forget that my lube comes in 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 1 pint, and 1 gallon sizes. So you can feel free to try out that naked twister thing.
Uh-huh. Now see, I told you.
Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow.
Hi, everybody. Are you tired of feeling sluggish all the time? Frequent bathroom breaks cutting into your workday? Can't sleep at night? Try Colovax. Colovax is a new technology that takes the power of a shop vac and uses it to thoroughly clean out your insides.
With its patented technology, Colovax cuts your bathroom visits down to once a month.
My name is Russ Russellford, and I use the Colovax once every 2 weeks to keep me limber. Now I can play catch with my son all day and never get tired or have to poop. Colovax really sucks ass. In a good way.
Colovax has not been clinically tested, so when considering Colovax, the following side effects may include goosebumps, whooping cough, crying spell, intense spouts of rage, severe depression, arousal, heart explosion, ejaculation, silent fart, anal fissures, and loss of hair and teeth.
If you use Colovax, please contact a physician if you experience any goosebumps, whooping cough, crying spells, intense spouts of rage, depression, arousal, heart explosion, ejaculation, silent farts, anal fissures, loss of hair and teeth.
The views and opinions expressed in the following show do not necessarily represent those of this station or its sponsors.
Give me some static!
You got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. You have been beamed aboard and are now inside the mothership
For the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
When's the last time you had a good time? Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos, directly into your vajir holes.
Am I the meanest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the prettiest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Alien Stone.
But who am I?
Alien Stone.
Who am I?
Alien Stone.
I can't hear you.
Alien Stone.
The Shogun of Harlem.
Ah, yes, folks. The big blue ball is getting bigger in the windshield as we are bringing you back to planet Earth. Thank you very much for allowing me to beam you aboard the mothership for the attack of the Monday Morning Mancast for Outer Space. We have 1 hour left, guys. What it contains is totally up to you. 1-313-444-8919. Again, it's 1-313-444-8919. If you are currently listening on Alien X Radio, UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, or Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network, we are currently live on your stations, and you can give me a call live and tell me what it is that you're doing to pass the freaking time during this crisis. Besides, of course, listening to my show. You know, besides listening to these fantastic stations and all the other fantastic shows that are on these stations, there's other things you're doing. What are you watching on Netflix? What are you watching on regular television? There's not much to choose from there, but I'm just saying. Are you pulling out old movies? Old DVDs that you haven't watched in a long time? Go-to movies. What is a go-to movie of yours? How about that? What's your list of go-to movies? Give me 5 movies. I don't know, just a random number. What movie could you always put in and enjoy and watch to pass the time and not get bored with? I can crank some of those out right now for you real quick. Okay? Right off the bat, Shaun of the Dead. No question about it. I can watch Shaun of the Dead over and over and over and over and over again forever. I love the movie. The movie is fan-freaking-tastic. All right? Love that movie. Other movies that I can watch over and over again, some maybe a little more obscure that you might not know. Best of the Best. They had, what's his name? Eric Roberts was in it, and the coach of the team was James Earl Jones. It's a little lesser known movie, but it's a fantastic movie. I watched it a million times. Got no problem with that. Now let's get into a list of movies that I can always watch by the same guy, okay? I'm talking about Trading Places. I'm talking about 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop, Coming to America. What else is there? There's a million movies by him. Did I say The Golden Child already? The Golden Child. Eddie Murphy movies, man. And I mean, post him having children movies. Not post. Pre him having children movies. Okay, after he had the kids, he started doing Dr. Dolittle and crap like that. I didn't care. Nutty Professor. I'm not into any of that stuff. But I could watch his older movies like that over and over and over again. You know, like Trading Places, for instance. It's like, you know, yeah, it's got Eddie Murphy in it, but, you know, you happen to also throw Dan Aykroyd in there. Really? Okay, hilarious. Hilarious. So what is your go-to movies? What could you put in right now? I could put in Jaws. I could always put in Jaws and watch it. I could always put in Rocky. Not all of the Rockies. Like when there's a marathon on, there's certain Rockies I wouldn't mind if they skipped. You know what I mean? Like they can skip 5. I'm not a fan of Rocky 5. I don't like movies where you follow a character and you build and you build and you build and you take him out of the streets and having nothing and make him a champion and a world success and have money everywhere, and then all of a sudden he's right back in the streets again and ain't got no money. Okay, that's not cool, man. And now he's got to go make a living running an Italian restaurant with all the cooks are Mexican. Don't make no sense, but whatever. Got to hire somebody, right? What's your go-to movies, folks? Anyway, I'm going to play some music for your Vajira holes because we need to keep it moving and grooving, man. We need entertainment during this time, right? I mean, you guys are watching the movies. I know a lot of people that have already chimed in on Facebook, and they've sent me messages saying, look, I have gone through every damn show I'm interested in. I've seen all of them now. I've been watched every single one. I mean, think about it. If you work an 8-hour shift, now you're home for that 8 hours. Also add in your travel time to and from work and possibly all your getting ready for work time because maybe you're not even getting out of your pajamas anymore. Now, all of that time, you could binge watch an entire series, no problem. I remember the show 24. Yes, 24. Think about it. The show takes place in 24 hours. Each episode is 1 hour of a real day, in order, continuous. So that means there's 24 episodes, right? And each one is an hour. Just 40 minutes about that because there's commercials. So about 40 minutes or so because when you get it on DVD, no commercials. Took me 2 days to watch all of 24. You know what I'm saying? Because you can binge watch that kind of stuff when you just sitting around the house. Which, by the way, you can go over to YouTube and get the Alien X Radio YouTube channel, and you can binge watch all of these old episodes all the way back, man. Yeah! Inside the Mothership and the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space. See all the hilarity that has already transpired and passed. Anyway, music for the Vajir Holes. I like this tune. It's called Warthog, and it's by a band that I used to be in the Musicians Guild back in long time ago. Okay, and this band was in that guild. I don't know what happened to him since, but pretty interesting band. Black was the name of the band, Warthog the name of the song, and it's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Hi, this is Doug Bradley, Pinhead from the Hellraiser movies, and you're listening to Alien X Radio. And you'd better carry on listening to Alien X Radio, or I will tear your soul apart.
got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos directly into your Vajir holes. You have been beamed aboard and are now inside the mothership for the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Can you feel it?
We can feel it. We can feel it. And it's boredom setting in. Like rigor mortis. People are stuck at the crack of the couch. Remote control got a permanent indentation in their hand. Can't go to work. Can't go out and play. Can't go nowhere. We're all under lockdown, folks. It's lockdown. Don't go no place. Perfect opportunity for me to do a broadcast, right? Hence my studio in my house. I'm under lockdown within the mothership, yo. Broadcast will continue until the world ends and they shut off the internet. I'll tell you right now, once they shut off the internet, it's over. I'm telling you, it's over. If people don't have the internet, they're going to come out of their houses and there's going to be problems. It's going to be Mad Max. I'm telling you right now, they're going to be welding barbed wire around their vehicles and hooking up Gatling guns on the roof of their vehicles. They're going to be gluing feathers to skulls and putting them on their hockey shoulder pads and go out in the garage and they're going to be making a boomerang blade. I'm just saying, it's going to be Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome real quick. And it ain't going to be run by Tina Turner. I'm just saying, it could get real ugly. So, once the internet goes down, I'm telling you, the groceries, once the groceries all stop, if that happens, a lot of people are going to lose it, but a lot of other people have been preparing for that, and they're ready for something like that. So, they'd be eating anyway. You might be going to their house instead of the grocery store and saying, yeah, can I get a rabbit and 2 squirrels, please? Thank you. But, I'm off track again. I'm not supposed to be doing this. Broadcasting to you live on Alien X Radio, Raw Talk Online, UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, and Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network. Those are our live affiliates. Thank you for tuning in. 1-313-444-8919. Them's the numbers. We got more music for your Vajir holes, more news updates. And we're going to be, of course, the entire time talking about the Kung Flu. Do you know anybody that got the Kung Flu? Do you know anybody who knows anybody that got the Kung Flu? I mean, I hear all kinds of crazy reports. One guy was in the hospital, and he was describing it. He said that it's like your lungs are filling up with gas, and it makes you just want to lay down. So when you lay down, it feels better, but it starts filling up. And then when you stand up, it's all painful again. It feels like you got glass in your lungs. Okay, that's the first I've heard of that way of being described, but that sounds horrifying. Horrifying. So maybe you should stay at home so you don't get glass in your lungs, folks. Stay at home. Stay at home. Preparing to go out to the grocery store. I know you gotta go out and get groceries. I get it, okay? What I'm saying by stay home is I don't mean don't go visit friends. Don't do things that are not necessary. Okay? Don't be Doug Maynard and go out and buy video games. No, he was out there to buy groceries. He got video games while he was there. Okay, he didn't go for the video games. Slow down. Okay? But this guy, he didn't want to take any risks at all by going out in public. He was very, very concerned that he might infect a young person. He was very, very concerned that he might infect an older person because he had no idea whether or not he would have the virus. Because you can have it without symptoms, and you can give it to people without symptoms and never know it. And you definitely don't want to give it to a young person or an old person or somebody with underlying health conditions because it could be deadly for them. And so you should stay at home, right? So this guy said, damn it, I want some Cheetos. I have no Cheetos. I have lots of stuff in my house, but I have no Cheetos. I love Cheetos. I want some Cheetos. So he said, I'm going to get some Cheetos from the store, but I don't want to leave the house and put people at risk. So I'm going to stay at home. What can I do to get some Cheetos? Can I call some kind of a service to deliver? Probably not going to deliver a bag of Cheetos. You're probably going to need a more significant order than a bag of Cheetos. So his solution was to take a crisp $20 bill and a piece of paper. He wrote on that piece of paper, "Hello, please give me a bag of Cheetos," and attached the change to this note. He then took that note and stuffed it in the collar of his Chihuahua, who he opened the door and allowed to leave his house. And the Chihuahua finally, some actual news worth reporting, goes to the store. The guy reads the note, takes the $20 bill, makes change, reattaches it, and gives this dog a bag of Cheetos. And the dog, a freaking dog, being given a bag of Cheetos. And my dog would have just said, thank you very much for these Cheetos. Ripped the bag open and it ate everything, including the bag. Okay? This dog brings the Cheetos back to his owner. What? One of the smartest dogs I've ever heard of. Are you kidding me? This must be one of those dogs that like also gets on the bus to go find his owner. Stole that from Larrabee. Anyway, let's get some music into your Vajir holes. Blitz, the name of the band. Waiting for a Miracle. Aren't we all? Is the name of the tune. Not aren't we all, but Waiting for a Miracle. On the Attack of the Monday Morning Mancast from Outer Space.
I know you know me. May we agree to disagree. So sad it seems you bore me. So sad we show you no mercy. We shout, you shout. Go where only eagles dare. Go where only eagles go. Waiting for a miracle. Waiting for a time to go. Waiting for a day in the sun. Waiting for a miracle. Victims of circumstance, face to face with your last chance. You can run, but you can hide from the Illuminati. Jekyll and Hyde. We shout, you shout. Go where only angels dare. Go where only angels go. Waiting for a miracle. Waiting for a time to go. Waiting for a day in the sun. Waiting for a miracle. Waiting for a miracle. Waiting for our time to come. Waiting for our day in the sun. When nobody's savior, when nobody's fools. Waiting for our margaritas as we sit by the pool. Yeah. Waiting for a miracle. Waiting for a time to go. Waiting for a day in the sun. Waiting for a miracle. Waiting for a miracle. Waiting for a miracle. Waiting for a miracle. Waiting for a miracle.
When a man loves a woman very much, the man gives the woman $20.
Well, the bomb's gone up. Better run it high. Hats off to you, big politician.
You are inside the mothership for the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast. Who's this? Hello? Oh, okay. Just interrupting, but not talking.
Lights out, I better run and die. Ain't gonna swallow what you feed me. What you see on TV, really true, yeah. Louise, oh man, with your alligator smile. You stick your policy where the sun don't shine on. Stick your policy where the sun don't shine. We don't need your war. Yeah. What you see on TV is really true, yeah. Little ways on man with your alligator smile. You can stick your policies where the sun don't shine on. Don't shine on. Don't shine. Oh yeah.
Yeah, a little Dirty Politician by Big Motor Gasoline. We are up against a break. That's right. We're going to take a short break and pause in the action for station identification. We'll come back with a little music for your Vajir holes. And we're going to play a classic episode of Just a Few Questions. Oh, yeah. Celebrity Lube Match on the other side of this break. Real quick, also, in addition to dogs picking up Cheetos, remember, guys, I know you want to watch your religion, but if there's 15, 20, or 30, or 40 people all squeezed into a tiny little church, that's not social distancing, folks. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Churches, go home, folks. Go home. Just saying. Also, the Walmart licker, the guy that's been licking stuff at Walmart, he has been arrested, and he's been brought up on domestic terrorism charges for licking stuff. So don't do that. Also, if you're looking for some things to check out, NASA has just recently made their entire library available online. All their photos, all their information, everything they've collected is now available for you. So you can keep yourself busy through this and the next 5 pandemics. We'll be back with more of The Attack right after this.
An Amazon delivery man accused of leaving more than just a package on a person's doorstep. Take a listen to this story.
An Amazon delivery driver is being accused of spitting on his hand and wiping it on a package which he dropped off at a home in California. It was apparently caught on camera. The recipient says he noticed the package was wet, so he checked his Ring doorbell camera and saw the delivery man spit and wipe it on the box. This as the deadly coronavirus grips the country. An Amazon spokesperson told the unhappy customer that driver is is no longer making deliveries. Christine Persichetti, Fox News.
It turns out a decision to do right by their employees during the coronavirus outbreak was a good business decision for the owners of a New Jersey restaurant. Fox's Jane Metzler explains.
Instead of shutting the doors and laying off all 20 employees during the coronavirus pandemic, brothers Brian and Michael Marin, owners of Federico's Pizza at the Jersey Shore in Belmar, New Jersey, took out a $50,000 line of credit, promising to keep workers on the payroll for at least 2 months. Some of those employees worked at the pizzeria for more than a decade. The head cook's been there for 22 years. Well, word got around, and customers decided to pay it forward, donating money, now approaching $2,000 a day, to send pizzas to local hospitals, along with police and fire departments and EMS squads. Jane Metzler, Fox News.
Well, before the Olympics were postponed, Japan appeared to have the coronavirus infection contained. Now, Tokyo's cases are spiking, and the city's governor is requesting people stay at home and is even hinting at a possible hard lockdown. The sudden rise in Tokyo's virus cases and the government's strong actions immediately after the Olympic postponement have raised questions about whether Japan understated the extent of its outbreak. I'm Mary Corsetti, and this is Fox News.
You know, it's about to start getting pretty hot outside. I think it's time I have a professional check out my air conditioning unit.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
They specialize in light commercial and residential service and installation. They even do hot water tanks.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Just check out this deal.
Complete installation of the iWave R air purifier for only $600. It kills mold, bacteria, and viruses while reducing odors and allergens.
Contact Eric at 313-920-2325. Again, that's Eric at 313-920-2325. Or get a hold of Dave at 248-345-8196. Again, that's Dave at 248-345-8196. Look for him on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cool. Call today for an estimate.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Me and my lady want to get busy tonight. What do you recommend?
Igor's Lube.
I got my fist stuck in a gravy boat. Any ideas on how I can get it out?
Igor's Lube.
The hinges on my cabinet doors are squeaky. What should I use?
Igor's Lube.
I got dry, flaky elbows.
Igor's Lube.
Okay, but what if I'm being held hostage by a supervillain in an underground lair with a ticking time bomb and only seconds left until detonation? What would save me then, huh?
Igor's Lube.
That's right. Everything is smoother with Igor's Lube.
Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Decaffeinated Hot Dogs, the Frankfurters that contain absolutely no caffeine. Of course, our regular hot dogs don't contain any caffeine either, so we have to add caffeine and then remove it so that it truly is decaffeinated. Sure, Ed's Decaffeinated Hot Dogs cost a lot more than other brands, but no other luncheon meat producer goes to so much trouble to provide you with wieners that don't even have a speck of caffeine. So pick up a dozen or more packages of Ed's Decaffeinated Hot Dogs today. And while you're at it, why not try some of our new aspirin-free bologna?
You got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com. Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos directly into your vajir holes. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
The house is now on fire.
Welcome back to The Attack, everybody. It's The Attack of the Monday Morning Mancast from outer space. We pretty much have only one main thing left to do. You all know what it is. I know Mad Martin's been waiting for it, too. He's like, what's he going to do as far as just a few questions? They didn't do a live one yesterday, so what is he going to pull out of his butt now? I'm going back in time. Not a whole year, though. I'm not even going back a whole year there, Mad Martin. I'm going back to 5/19/19. How about that? 5/19/19. When I wrote an episode of Just a Few Questions, instilling a little violence involving celebrities and such. I'll just let you judge it. Why don't we just go ahead and play it for you and let you hear how people answered these questions in the episode entitled Celebrity Lube Match.
And now it's time to answer just a few questions.
Yes, sir. It is time for the return of Just a Few Questions. And today, I've got two people having to answer to my... Wow, how am I bouncing back?
I don't know.
That's weird. All right. Anywho, this portion of the show is being brought to you by Igor's Lube. Igor introduces the final ingredient for love. That's Igor's Lube. From squeaky hinges and dry, flaky elbows to naked games of Twister and doing it. Everything is smoother with Igor's Lube. Look for and like Igor's Lube on Facebook. Get some today and get some tomorrow at igorslube.com. That's www.igorslube.com.
Doing it!
That's right. Thank you for that, Fez. So, are you ready?
I'm ready, man. Let's do this.
Are you ready, Martin?
I'm ready.
All right.
Question number 1.
Question number one.
You have been offered $25 million to participate in a one-time, full-contact, no-holds-barred cage fight. Even if you lose, you will walk away with $1 million. Now, this will be a blind match. This means that the place, the style of fighting, and your opponent have not been set as of yet. This is also not your normal MMA fight. It's kind of a cross between the UFC and celebrity deathmatch.
With a mix of robot fighting.
So let's get all that done now, shall we? When thinking of all the places that you might be really good at fighting at, where would you like to schedule the event? A, Madison Square Garden. B, your kitchen on the day all your bills are due. C, your elementary school playground. Or D, on stage at the Token Lounge in a vat filled with Igor's Lube.
Oh yeah, it's got to be the last one.
And I can say the Token's like a home away from home for me. And yeah, I'm gonna go with the Token Lounge and Igor's Lube.
All right.
Yep.
All right, so that's pretty safe to say. The fight will be taking place at the Token Lounge. Probably in a baby pool.
In the baby pool.
No, we'll get a big, like a hot tub. We'll get it all warmed up. Warmed up hot tub.
No, we'll just get like one of those big inflatable pools and just fill that with Igor's Lube.
There you go. That's what we'll do.
That's it.
Your wild card answer that you didn't choose was on Facebook.
Guaranteed someone will already film it. So.
Everybody's good fighting on Facebook. The bonus question: have you ever been in a real fist fight? And if so, when, where, and with whom? D-Unit.
Yes, I have. When it was a long time ago. I can't remember the exact year. It was at a bar or bowling alley bar type thing. And no, I don't remember the dude's name.
He was the dude.
He was the dude.
Now he's in movies.
Yeah, exactly. Playing Igor.
And Martin.
Yes, I have actually. Yes, stopping a young girl getting assaulted.
Oh, Super Bart to the rescue.
Here he comes to save the day.
Super Martin's on his way.
Pretty much right in front of me, yeah. It wasn't the first time either.
Oh, that's crazy.
How long ago was that?
Probably about a year or so ago.
Wow. Nice. Well, kudos.
Well, when Chaos comes over across, man, you're going to be our bodyguard then.
Yeah. You know, somebody to guard our body.
You know,
Oh, sorry, that didn't sound right.
Question
number 2.
Question number 2. Question number 2. All right, so, okay. Now we know where the fight will be held. Now we need to determine the manner of fighting. There are many forms of martial arts as well as good old street fighting and weapons. Given your height, weight, speed, and previous training, what form of combat will you engage in? Just remember that you do not know who you will be fighting yet, and they will be fighting in whatever style they choose. So, I'm going to name off some styles, and then I'm going to give you 3 options of why you would choose that style. So, A, street fighting. Would you choose street fighting because you can fight dirty? You won't be judged on your technique? Or if you lose, you can always say that you weren't trained and still, got into the ring and had the big balls anyway?
I'm definitely going with fighting dirty.
Because you can fight dirty. Okay, some ball shots.
Yep.
Some biting. All right.
Listen, man, there ain't no rules in fighting, man.
It says no holds barred.
Exactly.
And Martin.
Yep, exactly that. Yep, fight dirty.
Fight dirty. Excellent. I threw him over my shoulder by his scrotum.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
I won immediately. All right. B is sumo wrestling.
Okay.
The reasons why would be you don't need to look like you're in shape. You're used to throwing your weight around, or you get to keep the sweaty diaper after the fight.
I'm going with A.
Go with A because you don't need to look like you're in shape.
Don't need to look like you're in shape.
Okay, Martin.
Oh dear, what was the second one?
The second one is you're used to throwing your weight around.
Oh, don't know. I'm not used to throwing my weight around, but I'll take the dirty used diaper though.
You take you got a collection of them at home now.
I will do. I'll start with
I've got a diaper hamper. I got to get enough diapers to fill it. All right, so C is bitch slapping.
Oh, hell.
The reasons why you would choose bitch slapping is you've seen a few pimp movies and think you've got a good handle on that. You have very large hands, or at least they appear large while you're holding smaller objects. Or because you never get to bitch slap anyone at home.
I'm going A because I always tell the wife, I have a very strong pimp hand.
All right.
Yes. And
pimp slap.
It's all about the pimp slamming.
It's my money.
What did the hand say to the face?
Martin.
It's going to have to be the last one.
Because you never get to bitch slap anyone at home. Yeah, might as well, All right, so the last one is drunken Irish headbutting.
What?
Drunken Irish headbutting.
How beautiful.
The reasons why might be you can't wait till your corner gives you a bottle of Guinness and a shot of Jameson in between rounds. Your wife has told you on many occasions that you're thick-headed enough and you must be perfect. Or you like to touch other people's heads.
I'm going with B on that one.
You're going with B, because the wife has told you on many occasions that you're thick-headed enough and you must be perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
B, definitely B.
B, all right.
Hi, Amanda, if you're listening.
And now, okay, those were the different styles to choose from. There was one other style to choose from, which was your wild card answer, which nobody decided to go with the wild card answer anyway, which was trash talking and running away.
Oh.
No, never run away.
Trash talking and running away. Bonus question, would you rather headbutt a medicine ball or get one dropped on your nuts?
I'm going to go with headbutt a medicine ball because if I headbutt it, I don't have to headbutt it hard.
That's true.
You know, I can just be like...
Gravity is in control of the other option.
Exactly.
That's correct.
Gravity is in control of the other option.
And Martin?
I like my balls in the same shape that I was born with, so I'll headbutt it.
Isn't it amazing? We like our balls more than our head. And that's something. Don't tell the girl that, though, because then she'll be distracted with a different process.
Bringing me.
But anyway...
Bringing beans.
Number 3.
Question number 3 is, okay, now we know where we will be fighting, and we know the style that we will use. So who will we be fighting? Could it be a world champion MMA fighter? Could it be a legendary wrestler? Let's see who is in the running. Let's think about the pros and cons of these potential opponents. Your first potential opponent, I have a con and a pro. You're going to give me a con and a pro, and then I'm going to tell you whether you're right or wrong, because you got to agree with me.
Oh.
First opponent possibility is John Wick. What would be the con? What would be a reason you did not want to fight John Wick?
Because he's a badass.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, I didn't kill his dog.
There you go. My con was John Wick doesn't beat people; he kills them. It's hard to spend $1 million when you're dead.
Right.
This is true.
Now, what's the pro? What's something that would help you out when fighting John Wick?
I'm gonna let Martin go on this one first because I've never seen any of the John Wick movies.
Oh, okay. He's a badass. He'll kill you.
Right.
Yeah, the pro is I didn't kill his dog, so then he will have no reason to kill me.
And that's almost on here. The pro was you can make fun of his dog, making him extremely mad so that he takes you out quickly. Now, the second choice of fighters is Shonuff.
Who's the greatest?
Who's the baddest mofo no doubt around this town? Showed up. The Shogun of Harlem.
The Shogun of Harlem.
The con. What would be a reason why you would not want to fight Shonuff?
Because he's the meanest, baddest motherfucker all around this town.
That's a good reason.
That and he got the glow first, bro.
Now, see, my con is even though he's an a-hole, he does possess the power of the glow. I will take that as an answer, correct?
Because he's had the glow first.
That is correct. And Martin.
Yes.
The glow.
The glow.
Now, a reason why you would want to fight him.
Why would I want to fight him? Ah, well, you know, why not? You don't. Not every day you get to fight the Shogun of Harlem.
Here's why I would fight him, okay? Because somebody needs to tell him that you can't be walking around wearing shoulder pads.
Yes. It's not the 80s anymore.
Yes.
Stop it.
You can't be walking around town with shoulder pads on like that.
That's
man.
right.
It's just, I mean,
all right.
Fashion called that said you need some.
We're definitely going in. We're already into overtime on this, and we still got a little bit to go yet.
Okay.
So the pro is, if you just tell him that he's the master, he won't try to drown you at the end of the fight.
Oh. That's true.
C is Pee Wee Herman. What's the reason why you would not want to fight Pee Wee Herman? The con.
The con? He might have Igor's lube on his hands.
That's possible. That is possible. Martin.
Oh, I couldn't hurt Pee Wee Herman.
You wouldn't want to hurt him. That's the con. This one is the stipulation to fighting Pee Wee is that you both must fight naked from the waist down.
Sword fight at dawn. That's wrong.
I'm going to give you the pro right now for fighting Pee Wee Herman. As long as you can keep from crossing swords, you're pretty sure you can take him.
I was going to say the pro is like he does that little dance and he points you where you want him to hit him.
There you go. I'm going to hit you here and then you can hit me there. I'm going to hit you there and you can hit me there. And finally, haven't heard this guy in a while on Just a Few Questions, Terry Crews. Why don't you want to fight Terry Crews?
Because he's Terry Crews.
Because he's Terry Crews.
You probably enjoy Igor's lube more than anybody else.
That's right.
He'll slip it up there with his muscles.
My con is you just don't know. He might be wearing a Speedo and bouncing his pecs.
That's it.
The pro is he will be wearing Speedos and bouncing his pecs. There was no wild card, but the bonus question is, Who will you decide to get into the cage with? John Wick, Sho'nuff, Pee Wee Herman, or Terry Crews?
Oh, Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman, naked from the waist down.
The waist down.
All of Eagles Lube.
Yes.
I'm in.
On the stage at the Token Lounge, Pee Wee Herman, naked from the waist down.
With Igor's Loop.
And what style of fighting did you choose? It was bitch slapping, wasn't it?
It was street fighting.
Oh, street fighting.
It's a street fighting, yeah.
There you go, man. Now, we're still going into overtime. Why? Because it's time. Lightning strikes.
Oh, no. Oh, I forgot about this.
Taekwondo, Japanese or Korean?
Korean.
Korean. True or false? Kevin James did a movie as a cage fighter.
True.
True. Just saw it the other day. It was actually pretty good. Speedos or swim trunks?
Speedos.
Oh, swim trunks.
Swim trunks. You're gonna wear Speedos?
Only for you.
Only for me. What's worse, getting caught in an arm bar or at the corner bar by your wife?
Corner bar.
Corner bar.
It's both, man. They're both bad. Slapped in the face or punched in the gut?
Oh, slapped in the face.
Yeah,
I can take a gut punch.
I want to get punched in the gut. I don't want to get slapped in the face. That hurts. It makes my eyes water. Yes or no? Yes or no? That guy should have what?
I don't know.
Oh, yes or no? That guy should have gave his son to John Wick.
That would have been a different movie.
Yes.
Yes.
I was just guessing.
He refused to give his son to John Wick, so he had to kill both of them.
Oh, terrible.
So finally, Pee-wee. Good or bad spokesperson for Igor's Lube?
Oh,
I think it'd be absolutely amazing.
Great. Hi, I'm Pee Wee Herman, and when I'm at the movie theater seeing a XXX film and I'm whacking it, I love to use Igor's Lube. It's got just the right stroke and just the right smoothness, and it takes care of my dry, flaky elbows while I'm at prison. And ladies and gentlemen, that has been Just a Few Questions.
Get out! Beautiful.
We were doing this long before you came in, sir.
It's just another way for her to say I told you so. But I don't really care 'cause even God hates me. It's just another way for me to sit and laugh about the funny little girl that wants me more than you do. It's just another day for me to reminisce about the other night when you were sure that you were so right. But every pleasure has a price and you forgot about
folks. Finishing things out there with a little bit of a sucker punch. Just a few questions. I've brought you the news. I've brought you phone calls and silly stories and serious things. And hopefully I brought a little entertainment to you for the last 3 hours. Got your mind off of things for a little bit. For those of you tuning in on whatever station it is that you're tuning into my show on, please stick around for whatever show is coming up next, because I'm sure each and every one of my fantastic affiliates are making sure that the entertainment is lined up to keep you entertained through this entire debacle, this entire crap-tastic situation that we are all stuck in, and we have no choice but to go through it. And hopefully we're all going to come out on the other side better people. But I guarantee you, when we come out on the other side, everything will be forever changed. So, in the meantime, I'm just going to leave you with a little fun something. It's just fun. It's a little song about The Walking Dead. Until next time, this is Alien Stone. Peace out.
Sunday night, I spend all day with my family. I just want to relax and check out my favorite show on TV. Well, my wife's not a fan, so she's off to bed with a kiss. But then to my surprise, she returns, and she's wearing this. Damn, girl. Well, it's been a while since I got lucky. Yeah, I'm married with 2 kids. So I thought for a moment, and this is what I did. He turned down the blowjob to watch Walking Dead. He turned down the blowjob. Turned down the blowjob to watch Walking Dead. The season 2 finale, for me it really was a bummer. I cried when my favorite character died, and I turned down a Hummer. And I know right now you're thinking I'm probably insane. Well, the only thing getting blown tonight is someone's brain. He turned down the blowjob, woo, to watch Walking Dead. He turned down the blowjob. Turned down the blowjob to watch zombies instead.
No is what he said when I offered him. I was trying to get him in my bed. All the graphic novels he has read, but no is what he said. He turned down my blowjob, and my mind was blown.
Well, I can only get hard now when I see me shown.
I mean, come on. It is Walking Dead.
Thank you, Jesus.